Whether you already believe in conspiracy theories or not, by the end of today's show, you will definitely be believing in Bigfoot. That and so much more right here on Pets on Parade. And welcome to Pets on Parade, brought to you by 3TV. My name is Kelsey Dickerson with the Arizona Humane Society. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today. Now, we have some absolutely incredible pets, but none probably more incredible than this sweet senior. This is Ruby, and she's definitely a diamond in the rough. We'll introduce you to her and tell you all about her story in just a few minutes. And we have an absolutely heartwarming story of a little girl who has been reunited with her adorable pup after months of undergoing medical treatment. Sweet Maui definitely gave her a warm welcome, and we'll tell you the full story later on in the show. And we have a beautiful Siamese kitty who has risen from the ashes. She is as strong as she is beautiful. We'll introduce you to Asha and tell you all about how she came to AHS in just a bit. But let's first meet the adorable Daisy. No, you won't be seeing her in any Daisy Dukes, but she is sure to be the life of the party with her adorable, sweet demeanor and fun antics. This 3-year-old Chihuahua was surrendered to the Arizona Humane Society in the field, meaning one of our field rescue personnel were able to convince someone to surrender her to us versus having to confiscate her due to the fact that her owner was having some personal issues and wasn't able to give her the life she deserved. She could stand to gain a little bit of weight, but this little 4-pound girl is about as big as she's going to get, a great size to snuggle up with and cuddle anywhere you go. Make sure to meet Daisy today if she's the flower you are missing in your life. And after meeting this sweet pup, everyone is sure to be singing Ruby, 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 Ruby instead of Rudy, right?
Right, absolutely.
I know you were missing my singing.
I never miss your singing, Kelsey.
No one does.
So this little gal right here, her 13-year senior pet, was what we call an owner surrender in the field, and that usually means that some aspect of their life isn't quite being attended to properly. So we take them into our custody, and in her case, it was under treatment for her medical issues. She is a wonderful, wonderful doggie. You know, the law is that you must provide food, water, shelter, and basic medical care for your pets. So if you're not doing those sort of things, you could either be charged with a crime, or it's best to do those things. She's a 13-year-old, like I said. She has got all of her basics down. She sits, she shakes, like you're seeing right now. She's a really, really sweet pet. A senior pet, like I said, 13 years old. And whenever I see that on the sheet, I always go, oh, it's going to be a really, really old dog. She jumped out of the truck. She jumped into the truck. She ran around the garden here at Channel 3. She was jumping all over the place. She's got a lot of life to her. It's great to have a senior pet. She's got her basics down, like I said. You're going to shake again? Okay, very good. She walks great on a leash, the puppy stuff. We're going to have some puppies later on in the show, and they're going to be cute, but they don't do these things. This is just a sweet doggie. If you like a companion in your life, but you don't know all the stuff around it that makes it very, very difficult to train a pet, Ruby's the girl for you. Come on down and check out this 13-year-old puppy. Yes, Ruby.
Definitely. She's been with us for too long. She needs a forever home. Thank you, Perry. And speaking of forever homes, we want you to meet Turk. Turk arrived at AHS on December 17th of last year, very skinny and covered in ticks. He was reportedly chased down the street by a person before a Good Samaritan stepped in and brought him to us, along with his buddy, who has since been adopted. Over months and months of medical care and lots of love, Turk was fed Hill's Pet Nutrition Science Diet and is now back to a healthy weight. He looks great, and he knows it. He'll tell you when you visit him. This handsome Doberman Pinscher American Pit Bull Terrier mix is house-trained, loves working for his treats, and will need a family who will commit to his active lifestyle. Perhaps with another doggo who can play and play all day. If you'd like to meet him, make sure to visit our Campus for Compassion location today. And now looking at our next cutie, most people can easily recognize that she's a Siamese, but there are quite a few versions of Siamese cats, right, Lisa?
That's right. This is Asha, and she is a chocolate point Siamese. She found herself, I'm going to try to turn her around here, she's really shy, but she found herself abandoned in front of the public clinic in November of last year, still with her eyes closed, dehydrated, wet. Her mom had abandoned her. And so luckily we have wonderful foster heroes just like Carol, who took her in and gave her round-the-clock care in her home. Now, the reason that we have had her in our care so long is she actually came down with ringworm, which isn't actually a worm at all. It's just a little fungus, skin fungus. And oftentimes kittens and puppies find themselves with ringworm because it's something that thrives in a moist and a damp environment and warm. So Carol took her home and brought her in for all of her clinic visits. And what we do is we continually test them while they're in our care. They get special medicated baths. And once they are tested clear twice that the ringworm is totally gone, then we put them up for adoption. So little Asha here has been with us a while, but she is beautiful and now is ready for adoption. She's a snuggler. I'm keeping her from tucking her head in my elbow because that's where she wants to be right now. But she is a beautiful chocolate point. We also have lilac points. You know, it's that time of year. Kittens are like a box of chocolates. We have anything that you might want. This little girl looks like she's got white feet, and she's got a beautiful black tail. And she must have snuggled with Carol quite a bit because she just likes to nestle right here in your arms.
Who doesn't love a cuddling kitty? Thank you so much, Lisa. And last week, we had the pleasure of reuniting 5-year-old Lily and her Labradoodle mix Maui after 8 months apart while Lily underwent cancer treatment in New York City. When Lily's family traveled across the country and help care for Maui, they turned to our Project Assist program for help. The goal of Project Assist is to provide foster care for the pets of individuals who are hospitalized or in an emergency situation. Typically, the program is a 30-day program, but was extended for Lily's special case. AHS foster hero Erica stepped up to care for Maui during Lily's treatment, and we are extremely thankful for her dedication and compassion during such a difficult time for Lily and her family. They knew that their beloved companion was in good hands. While the reunion was bittersweet for Erica, both groups have vowed to remain in contact. Make sure to learn more about Project Assist and our temporary pet placement programs at azhumane.org. And luckily, we didn't see Frosty the Snowman too much this winter in Phoenix, but I think we can all agree that seeing this Frosty would be awesome anytime, Linda.
Oh, Frosty is anything but. He is warm, soft, and cuddly. He came in with his brother Rocky, who you'll meet later in the show, and though they're not on the buddy system, I'm sure when you meet both of them, you're going to want to take both of them home. They were an owner surrender because the owner had too many pets in their home, and so they are with us now, and they came in together, healthy. They went to our neuter and spay clinic, and they got all fixed up for us. And we promote so strongly to avoid more shelters that are overcrowded and having so many homeless pets on the street. Spaying and neutering. It's the best thing we can do for our pets. It's wonderful for their health in addition. And sometimes people don't realize if you have a pet, the only one in your house, or maybe you have two pets of the same sex, and you're not concerned about having a litter, take into consideration that sometimes these pets will get loose and they will end up on the street. And then you have, unfortunately, an unwanted litter, and it just goes in circles and circles and circles. So keep in mind, it's a good thing for your pets. We have lots of inexpensive clinics, and sometimes we even have free clinics. So check out our website, bring your pets down, let's keep the population, the homeless population down. Oh no, I'm in love. This is Frosty.
Oh my goodness, the way he's looking at you, you might need to adopt him. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we definitely love sweet treats around this show, but always prefer a furry cutie versus treats. But we get the best of both worlds with this adorable little girl, Perry.
And one of the adorable one, this little one is, this little rabbit right here, Brownie, was found by a Good Samaritan, and they tried to find the owner and they couldn't, and then they just decided they just weren't able to take care of her, so they surrendered her to the Arizona Humane Society. You know, I think lots of people have had cats and dogs their whole life, and they kind of know the basics of that sort of care, but you know, every species of animal is a little bit different. They all have little intricacies of how to care for them. So please do your homework when you're getting a pet like this that maybe a lot of you haven't had before. Their diet, of course, is different. They're vegetarians. They can't eat meat. Their housing needs to be a certain way. They love Timothy hay. Their medical is actually relatively easy to care for. They don't require shots, but again, certain animals do, so you need to do your homework. Brownie here is just a wonderful rabbit, super, super socialized. I was amazed. I just reached in, and she kind of walked right into my arms as I brought her out. If you do want to adopt a rabbit and you really just don't know the basics, go to our website, azhumane.org, and look for resources for pet owners, and you will find some great pet tips there on just about every kind of critter out there, including this little bunny here, Brownie.
Oh my gosh, and the way her little nose moves, so cute. Thank you, Perry. And make sure to stay tuned right here to Pet